Now in our time, as a concrete example, let us turn to two of our own masters, the link of the masters, Sri Yukteswarji and Paramahansa Yoganandaji, who through the edict of the great Babji were admonished to show the universality of religion. That is, beyond thought, in the realm of intuition, we find the unity of the light of God, the light of the holy vibration, the Holy Ghost, seen at the Christ center between the eyebrows. We also find that all men, when they turn their attention inward, will hear the great cosmic sound, irrespective of race or creed. And in their hearts, they will feel the love of Christ consciousness, no matter from what country, no matter of what race or what language. The universality of religion is found when through the techniques of self-realization yoga, we rise above the limitations of body consciousness. We rise above thought. And when the lake of the mind is still, all, irrespective of race and creed, see the same light beyond the atom spoken of by the beloved Master. They hear the cosmic sound of Om, and they feel the all-pervading love of Christ consciousness. Now, going on, let us discuss for a moment or two the mission of saints from a practical viewpoint. How can we utilize the mission which the saints have performed in giving us these eternal truths, of setting the example to mankind, to influence human progress, but greatest of all, to show the way of salvation from delusion. Now the mystics of all ages and all faith assure us that the true union with God is attainable only, first in solitude, and secondly through an ascetic mode of life. Now, solitude simply means, by spiritual discipline, to lay aside one part of the 24 hours of the day, that we may go within, to the silence within, still the waves of the mind, still the thoughts, and there perceive the presence of God as the Christ consciousness within us. We can do that. We all can do that if we will. Now the second requisite is that we lead an ascetic mode of life. That is, an ascetic mode of life is one given to self-denial through the control of the senses, especially for religious reasons. Now we can do that. We do not have to go to a monastery to do that. Most of the people living cannot do that. But they can. They can follow an ascetic mode of life by practicing self-control, spiritual discipline, whereby we rise above the influence of the senses. And then, as we practice our solitude through the techniques of self-realization fellowship yoga, then we can attain God contact. And through that God contact, salvation from delusion. All can do that. All can give an hour or two a day to God, which he certainly deserves, he being the giver of all things. We can do that. And that is just what can be done through following the dispensation of Paramahansa Yogananda, wherein he gives the ways and the means where all who will, irrespective of race or creed, can contact the presence of God within as the holy vibration, the light, the sound, and the love of which can be contacted right within our own being. And so, in conclusion this morning, I would like to read excerpts from one of the Master's letters to me, entitled, perhaps, Faith. Faith. I read this as a tribute to him. And those who follow will find that faith is perhaps the greatest requisite to attain Christ consciousness, which is manifested so wonderfully by the saints.
In order to profit from these practical teachings in a meaningful way, which will have a definite and tangible impact in your life, we suggest that you subscribe to the Self-Realization Fellowship's home study course on the science of yoga. Please visit the SRF on the web at yogananda-srf.org or call the SRF's Mother Center in Los Angeles, California at 323-225-2471.